Great. Welcome everyone to a new exciting Women of Web3 Move Monday.
Yeah, really excited to have this one. For folks who don't know, it is Women's
Oh,
Month.
I can't even hear myself.
I think we can hear you, Greg, and some applause.
Great, you can hear
Yeah.
me. Awesome. Um, so we have a wonderful guest today. We have Alex from Silva, Coco from Outlier Ventures, Kiki from Mecania Labs.
And you know what? Just in case, while Greg's working all that out, why didn't I just go ahead and keep going here? Um, one more time, because we've got some awesome friends of Aptos in the audience. Alex from Silva, Coco from Outlier Adventures, Kiki from Iconia Labs, Aria from Spooks and Snipe, Wendy from MSafe, Joyce, I don't see you in here yet, but Joyce from Animoca Brands will be joining us as well. Mai from Web3 Auth, Suju, Tsunami Finance, uh, and it looks like oh yeah, of course, my Jan from Aptos Labs and Zihan from Aptos Labs, and the one and only Greg, who joins us every week. So it's going to be a really fun chat today. Hopefully, it looks like I'm seeing folks react. I'm not rugged in the meantime, so let's just kick this off. So many folks in the audience. Let's just do a little bit of an introduction, a little bit of a roundtable. Let's see, I'm just going to pick someone random. Alex, you want to start us off and tell us a little bit about yourself and your project?
Sure. Well, thank you for having me. It's always a pleasure to be on Move Mondays. So my name is Alex, and I am the co-founder of InSilva, which is a project that links physical and digital assets on chain, focused on the fashion industry.
Love it. Thank you. I'm just going to go down the list here, so hopefully no one's too caught off guard. Coco?
Yep. Thank you for having me here. My name is Coco. I'm from Outlier Ventures. I am the Aptos Accelerator Program Manager. So we're running a 12-week program with Aptos in their office in the coming months. So looking forward to talk to everyone and see more women in the space.
Love it. All right. Kiki, coming on from Iconia Labs.
Hello, everyone. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Hello, hello.
Beautiful. Hello, hello. My name is Kirsten. I go by Kiki. I'm co-founder and COO of Connie Labs. My main responsibilities at the company includes everything from branding to everyday non-technical operations. We are building an on-chain order book, which is a backend settlement engine that lies at the heart of various DeFi protocols, including everything from spot trading, margin trading to derivatives. Our core thesis is that on-chain settlement is the future of global finance, in particular for trading.
Incredible. Definitely we'll dive a lot more into that later on in the chat so we can hear all about what's going on there and the kind of technology that you guys are using to kind of bring that vision into focus. Let's see here. Aria, are you on with Spooks Labs? Oh, you know what? You might have just gotten rugged. Let me make sure you can still speak.
The rugs are strong today.
They are. Aria, are you up? You might be on mute just in case. I see you hanging in. And if not, we can move on. But Aria, we see you. So happy you're joining us. And hopefully you'll be able to speak in just a second.
Good morning to everyone.
Yes.
Hello, it's Aria.
Perfect.
Okay, nice, nice. So yeah, hello to everyone. I'm Aria. I'm the co-founder and artist behind Spooks Labs and Snipe.io. And Spooks Labs is um, it's a project that is focusing on creating some analytics tool for Aptos ecosystem, and Snap.io is our first product. I hope during this space to talk more about Spooks Labs and Snap.io. So thank you everybody, and thank Aptos for inviting me here.
Happy to have you. Okay. Yeah, I'm loving this. So many different projects so far across DeFi, NFTs. Okay, well, let's keep this moving. Wendy from MSafe, hello.
Hi, this is Wendy. I'm from MSafe. I'm the co-founder of MSafe, and we are building the secure and decentralized wallet as a service for people to manage their digital assets securely. And first, we launched a multi-sig wallet, and I see a lot of familiar faces here. Just very excited to join this space.
Welcome. Glad you're here. Okay, let's see. I'm just checking out the folks in the audience, making sure. Are you here?
Yes, can you guys hear
Yes,
me?
perfect.
Awesome. So yeah, thank you everyone. Really excited to join on this amazing woman here on Aptos Mondays. So my name is Mai. I'm head of marketing for Web3 Auth. So what we do is that we offer a wallet infrastructure provider to people. So all the users can enjoy a simple, secure, and self-custodial experience. So projects can integrate with our SDK and users can log into the Web3 world using Gmail accounts, Facebook, Twitter, all that cool stuff. So it's about simplified the user onboarding experience. Yeah, really excited to be here today.
That's awesome. Yes, we are trying to onboard as many people into the Web3 movement, right? So awesome that those tools are out there. Thanks, Mai. All right, next up from Tsunami, Suju, are you here?
Yeah, hi, I'm here. Thank you so much
Hi.
for having me to represent Tsunami. Tsunami is a DEX built on Aptos, built for traders. We do have margin trading live on testnet right now, recently released as of a month ago. I'll just keep it to that, but primarily just a trading DEX that uses like price oracles rather than an order book, so powered by Switchboard and Pith. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you. All right, and we've got our last few folks in here. Vinci, are you here? We have Vinci from Pontum as well, who's joining us. A fun last minute ad. Our roundtable keeps growing, and I do, of course, see so many other people in the audience as well with their hands up. We'll eventually get folks on during our Q&A as well. And so in the meantime, let's see, last but not least, Mayan and Zihan from Aptos Labs, who are joining Greg today from Aptos Labs.
Yeah, hi everyone. So my name is Mayan. I am a software engineer at Aptos. I joined Aptos a month ago and I am part of the platform team working on our types of SDK and wallet adapter and basically building tools for our developers to make their life easier when they build on top of Aptos.
Hi, I'm Zihan. I joined Aptos the same day with Mayan, and I am software engineer here, leading the growth product engineering team. Our team builds products on Aptos like Explorer, Aptos Native Service, and all the other cool innovation products.
Fantastic. Well, I think for now that's everybody. But like I said, if one of our friends who kind of let us know they'd be joining us as a special guest, if you come on, Vinci or Joyce, just raise your hand and it'll bring you on stage. In the meantime, we're going to keep the conversation going here. So it's really nice to hear everyone and all the different parts of Web3 that you're in: DeFi, infrastructure, NFTs, community building, all of that. So love to see it. Just kind of out to the audience here. Maybe let's see if Aptos Labs, do you have any questions or you want to kick us off? Maybe Mayan?
Yeah, we're going to kick it off with Mayan, and I just want to give a special shout out to Camille. Thank you for keeping this alive after we were getting rugged. We moved to a different building, so the Wi-Fi works a little bit better for us.
Yes. Yeah, big moves over there at the Aptos headquarters. But I should also introduce myself. Thanks, Greg. I'm Camille. I lead content and social at Aptos, and I'm so happy to be here. I'm often behind the scenes, and so if I'm liking things that you've shared with us, engaging with you guys, cheerleading on the sides, that's probably me. So I'm very happy to make a debut here on Aptos Move Monday and meet everyone for the first time. So excited to be with the community today.
I'm very grateful because this wouldn't happen without her.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Mayan, you can go.
Yeah, let's kick it. So I was wondering, when did you all first get into Web3? And were there any resources or mentors or friends who helped you get into the space?
I can start and answer that one so that we can get it going. I personally started my Web3 journey during the pandemic, actually at the very beginning of the pandemic. And I was a little shy with it. So I can definitely relate to, women having difficulties to enter the space. I started by trading very simply, and I started all by myself because I was a little shy to ask. Because, you don't want to make yourself look like you're a beginner, essentially. And so, yeah, that's how I started. And then the good thing about Web3 is the community side of it. So I pretty rapidly found people in the space that I was able to communicate with and help me grow into my journey.
Yeah, actually, I started off the same way. So I also started in the pandemic because there's only so much banana bread that you can bake, and there's nothing more that I can do. So I got really curious into crypto because after reading *Sapien* and about thinking about the meaning of money, and then I think the resources that really got me into crypto, or like the help that I get, it's really need to thank my former employer, Société Générale, because they were a French bank. They have like this whole digital asset arm, Forge. They are actively, if you search them up right now, you can see them on Maker. They're really active on there, trying to do tokenized bonds. So that is really cool initiatives, and that got me very into crypto because I can see the actual real life use, and how banks are adopting it. And then I started all from there. And you slowly just jump into the rabbit hole, find more and more interesting thing. And then saw like Crypto Kitties. That's my first NFT. And then afterwards, everything is history.
Yes, the pandemic and NFTs, the one of the classic Web3 gateways. We all had a lot of time, and who doesn't love art, right? Anyone else want to share kind of how they first started up in Web3? And, I do see some folks kind of raising hands. Just feel free to kind of hop on in. I think we've got some folks who want to share more stories.
Yeah, I didn't know exactly how we were going to
Oh,
run
yeah,
it,
no
but thank you
problem,
for
of
that.
course.
Otherwise, just to answer that question for myself, I did start a few years ago as well, probably around the same time, I'd say. It's the other ladies who've spoken, so very funny. We all kind of got into this around the same time. Once I kind of got into the space, then I just kind of was working like a 9 to 5. I'd come home. I was just very, very, very interested to the point where I kind of spent every moment just educating myself on all of the history of everything, as well as how the space moves so fast. You kind of have to keep educating yourself every day. So I was doing that, and then I met a few friends in the space who like worked at a few protocols and whatnot, maybe did some ghostwriting in the background for them, as well as research for some different entities, and then just kind of gone in that way and then never found my way out. So here I am.
The first time I get into a free crypto was in 2018. I still remember because, it's was very great. I started getting interested on Bitcoin because I was very interested about the technology of it and as alternative of banks. So I started my accumulation plan for my savings, and I fortunately in my past I had a mentor, and probably everybody in Aptos know who he is because it's Django, and the other co-founder of Spooks Labs. And I still remember him very clear because he was very clear. Everybody here in Aptos know how much Django is. It's a clear person. And he said to me, if you are interested in crypto, just start with Bitcoin and read before everything, study before everything. Just go to Bitcoin website and read the white paper. Just all before 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 investing money, before touching your money, just study. So yeah, it's a very great memory.
Yeah, that sounds like so far one of the OGs starting back in 2019 instead of 2020, like the rest of us pandemic folks. And yeah, the learning those foundations, white papers, and all of that, so important for the kind of onboarding Web3 journey. And so glad you kind of have that in your back pocket. I'll say for myself, I really come from a non-technical point of view, but having that makes it all the more interesting. Let's see, I think MSafe, your hand was
Yeah.
raised as well.
Yeah, I
Hey,
was
Wendy.
actually, hey, so I was just going down the memory line and start to think like when did I actually start getting into space? It was pretty fun. Like when I was doing my PhD back in 2016, and a bunch of us get too boring with our thesis, and then we'll just start mining. And at that time, it was kind of like just like random stuff. But what actually shocks me was like when the price gets to, I don't know, around 10K for Bitcoin around like end of 2017, I guess. That's the time when I was like, okay, this thing could become really big, and then dig more into it. So that was a fun start, and I didn't expect me being like full-time working in the space at this point. If you ask me back, I don't know, 5, 6 years ago. So yeah, that was my story.
5, 6 years. So I think you have probably a lot of wisdom to share with everyone here about what it's been like to kind of ride the Web3 wave. And again, you mentioned you were studying just your PhD, but you were kind of mining on the side. Is that right?
Yeah, but my PhD has
Oh.
nothing to do with mining. So so it's just people get boring, and after like you only have so many banana bread to bake. I guess we only have so much work to do. And then you either play video games or you just do something, I don't know, meaningful at this point.
Yes. And Web3 is fun and it's meaningful. So you get a little bit of both, right? So it's kind of a fun thing to kind of pick up. And especially if you find that passion, you find that niche, it's just a world full of opportunity. So see more hands raised here. Kiki. Hello.
Hello. Similar to Wendy, I got into it when I went back to school to get my master's in virtual and augmented reality. I actually became president of this tech society, and really coming from a more non-technical background, I wanted to dive headfirst into the sort of hacker culture and got into groups that were really interested in decentralized virtual worlds and on-chain finance, and that was really what got me into the crypto and going down the rabbit hole there.
And just in case, I'm seeing a lot more hands. If you've already got speaker access, feel free to just hop on in. That way you can just keep the conversation going. But I think I see Mai's hand raised. Feel free to hop on the stage.
Yes, sure. So I joined Web3 through my crypto dear friend Irvin. If he's in the crowd, shout out to Irvin. And I also see Jacqueline in the audience. So she's also one of my inspo. I love seeing your tweets. So shout out to Jacqueline in the audience as well. So my OG crypto dear friend Irvin introduced me to many crypto Web3 projects that needed marketing advisory. That because I have a lot of marketing experiences, before Web3. And so I end up helping Solana Hacker House. Sorry, I don't know if Solana is a forbidden word here. And helping the fellow Hacker House projects, advising on their marketing strategies and advice projects on their branding, their user segmenting, their messaging, positioning, go to market. So on that good stuff related to marketing. So, and just travel along with the team to different hacker house and really getting to know the community fast and furious. So that's my way of just getting started from the hacker house. Yeah.
Thank you for sharing that. And I'll add too, since you mentioned it, you know, so many of us come from different backgrounds at different times in the Web3 movement. And so, you know, we are very much that positive space and that positive community. We're talking about interoperability, working across chains and just kind of working together, right, to make the Web3 movement as big as possible. So, you know, no bad chains, no bad beginnings. We're all here with Aptos now, and that's what counts. So, you know, definitely don't feel, you know, scared to share your background. It's what got you to where you are today, right? So no worries there, Mai. I think we'll probably move on past these kind of origin stories just so we can kind of get to more of the meat and potatoes of this, because you guys are all working on so many amazing projects. And I know you have a ton of alpha and really exciting things to share. I know Greg was excited to chat about that in particular. So Greg, do you want to kick that off?
I mean, it sounds like you don't even need me. You're just running for
No,
yourself.
Greg, I need you. We all do. Aptos needs you. And like I had mentioned too, you know, my background is completely here, kind of cheerleading the movement on, trying to bring the vibes, bring the culture. But I think for everyone who's working on really amazing technology at your projects, especially Greg, would love to kind of hear you and everyone kind of share what that back end is looking like, what kind of new amazing use cases and technologies coming out of all these different projects. So I'm personally eager. I'm here to kind of listen to Greg and everyone else share. So Greg, please do me the honor.
Oh boy. Well, yeah, I mean, I'm just excited to see all these wonderful women here today. And I just want to know what's new with your organizations. What's the alpha? What is going to be next for all of you? I know, like, especially with a lot of your projects, like, there's future things with things like, I know Tsunami is, you know, and Akania are both like maybe launching soon. I'm not sure. What's the alpha?
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
No, go for it. Go for it.
I was just going to say that we do have things coming with Tsunami actually in the next few weeks, stuff that we actually haven't told anyone about yet, nor do I haven't talked with the team yet about releasing that information yet, but big things coming in the next few weeks. So that's like the most alpha I can give. I would just keep an eye on us, you know, turn notifications on or whatever have you, however you get your information, whether it's Discord or Twitter. But yeah, keep an eye on things coming very, very soon from us.
I also wanted to shout out everyone here should follow all these wonderful women here today. They're great on all their different spaces, and then you can also get the alpha afterwards when Honey finally decides to tell us all.
We also have things coming down the pipeline. We did just close our fundraise, and I'm very excited to share that soon. So I'd keep an eye out for that. As far as the tech goes, my co-founder always says the alpha is on GitHub, so I would take a deep dive into our docs.
Anyone else have any fun, exciting news to share?
I have an exciting. Oh, sorry. Okay, I can go ahead. Oh, I don't know if Twitter is rugging me, but I can't hear anything.
We hear you.
So, oh, nice. Okay, I can hear too. So yeah, probably you know that we have already launched our platform Snipe.io. So basically, Snipe.io is an analytic platform for NFT project, and right now we are focused and drive by the mission to build the best Web3 product that can help people to discover, analyze, track, trade everything that is happening on an entire ecosystem.
Might have spoke too soon about the rug. You might have just got
So basically
cut off a
metrics
little bit.
about NFTs and creating new advanced tool. We want to add also a DeFi section on our platform. So for example, which are the new protocol where people are moving money, position of traders, profit loss, or other metrics that I think I can't spoil too much. Yeah, but we as a team, as the Spooks Labs, we are very excited about the DeFi on Aptos, and we know that a lot of interesting protocols are launching soon, so we'll work a lot for sure, and we'll add for sure these metrics for the DeFi section.
All right. Thanks for sharing that. I'm just checking to see if there's any other hands raised. Anything else that anyone else wants to share about their projects just before we move on to another question? 'Cause this is definitely.
Yes, I can
Oh,
go
of course.
next.
Go ahead.
Yeah, so yeah, Web3 Oz is actually live on Aptos. So no matter if you're a wallet building on Aptos or if you're a gaming project, you're an NFT project, as long as you want to provide your user a simplified onboarding experiences, if you want to allow your user to connect to or create a blockchain wallet, you can use Gmail account or Facebook, Twitter account to log in. You can integrate our Web3 Oz SDK to give your user that simplified onboarding experiences. And of course, like Kiki was saying, the alpha is always in the docs. You can go to our website and then search for integrate with Aptos, and you can integrate our Web3 SDK and give your user that simplified onboarding experiences. And another alpha I can think of is that we're currently in GDC, San Francisco. We will have a booth there, and we may have some exciting announcement with Aptos. But if you follow both of Aptos and Web3 Oz, you may get alpha in the late coming up days. So I think that's a pretty big alpha. Yeah.
Yes, and show of hands too if anyone else is at GDC. I know that Aptos will be there as well. We have an event going on tomorrow, actually, all day with our friends at NPixel, Metapixel. So I'll pin that up to the space so that everyone can check us out. Where we'll be in what I wish was sunny San Francisco. It might actually be a little more of a cloudy San Francisco, but
Yeah, a
yeah,
little cloudy.
but no problem. It's still going to be a fun time, right? And everyone is welcome, whether or not you have that GDC pass or not. It's kind of more of a satellite event. So definitely encourage everyone to come out, and Mai as well. If you want to pin your event info to the top, feel free. That way, everyone in the community who's around can come join us. Is anyone else going to be there, by the way?
I'll be there. I'll be there for everyone to see my smiling
Yay.
face.
Behind the
We'll be there as
PFP.
well. Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken, I'm not going, but I think Bones from Tsunami will be there. So if anyone wants to connect with him, feel free. Or come through me, and then I'll go ahead and connect you guys as well.
Nice. Wendy, did you say you were going to be there? I think I heard you kind of accidentally get cut off.
Oh yeah, I would say I will be there. My co-founder Jackie will he will be there as well. Depends on his schedule. We'll be there.
Yeah, it's going to be probably a busy couple days, but we've got that Aptos presence. Cool. Well, you know what? Again, so many amazing things happening across the whole ecosystem. As I think a few different folks mentioned, GitHub, central source of truth. The alpha is hiding in there. Very, very true. Anything as well from the Aptos lab side. I just want to make sure that I shout it back out to you, Greg and Mayan. You both are working on some amazing things as well. Mayan, I know you just released, in the spirit of onboarding, an amazing end-to-end tutorial to kind of teach more and more people about, the power of Aptos.
Yeah, we have our first end-to-end tutorial on our Aptos website, on our dev website. It walks you through on how to build a smart contract and set up a front end with React, and then use wallet to connect between them. It's really nice. People are enjoying it and learning a lot about it. So make sure to check this.
And for our team, for Aptos name service, we recently launched the primary names. So if you own multiple names on Aptos, you can actually have a primary name to represent you. And also, we're about to launch a Aptos name service UI library so that you can mint names from anywhere, not just aptosname.com.
Nice.
Awesome. And from then, since I don't think there was any more alpha, what's your hot take, guys, on Web3? What are you excited about? What is scaring you? What's next?
I think I can go first.
I can speak a little bit on that, and to relate to the topic, I think something that's really exciting in this space right now, and people need to realize that it's still very, very early. And so for women in general who think of joining maybe, or kind of scared of joining, don't really know how to do so, I think it's important to remember that things are moving very, very fast, which is a little bit scary, but it's also very early. So I think it's like the right moment for women in general to join the space and help, make the space move forward and evolve with it, because it's still so early. And I think that's something that's really exciting that relates to the topic of the space today. Like, don't be scared of joining. It's the right time to do so, even though we are very underrepresented right now. But just come with us and make the space move forward.
Yeah. And yeah, so I think especially on things that I'm more excited about, it can boils down to actually what we're recruiting for the Aptos Accelerator program. It's like a shill. So I think what we're most bullish on is some basic infrastructure that can make, for example, let's say Aptos is a very new ecosystem, something that makes it easier for developer to build on top of this chain. Some developer tooling, some SDKs, and then also something that's the application layer to onboard more people that are that will use Web3 and not scared of the word crypto, because the name is just so tainted. What are some other ways to attract people to be onboarded? What are some new applications that can make it really attractive for people to use? So there's something that I really want to see. Something we call it like a Web 2.5 almost. So these are something that I'm really excited to see, and definitely that's more DeFi, something that is more secure, because we've seen so many failure in centralized entities. So when making it decentralized, how we can make it better, and just so many things I'm so bullish on, especially on the Aptos ecosystem, with this new Move language and the increased security and how fast chain and cheap it is to use. So I'm just looking forward to see more projects on there.
Yes, just to piggyback on that, I think what really excites us is also the possibility of onboarding like the next like millions of users. Just like Crypto, you were saying is that we just need more people to be in the crypto in the Web3. But how can we get them into the Web3? Is that I totally agree with you. Is that we really strive for having a great UX UI experiences, how we call it like Web 2.5 or Web 2 in the front end and Web 3 in the back end. That's why we use this SDK to allow people to connect to the Web 3 using their Gmail accounts, using their Facebook account, using Twitter accounts, using Discord, using Reddit. These are some of the social media accounts they are familiar with. And then they can connect their Web 2 world with Web 3. Instead of, set up a C-Phrases wallet that may take 5 to 10 minutes and they may scared of losing it. So I think it's all about provide that Web 2 familiarity for the potential users to get them on board to Web 3. So I think that's what we are really excited about, the possibility of the future. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I think that's one of the hardest places, getting more people into Web3. As much as we love degens and degens love Web3, it's great to have more users and more growth just in general in the area. I think it's more helpful to all of us and all of our communities as well. Speaking of that, how have you guys been doing being introduced into the Aptos community? How's it been? Like, I know there are some people here are like pretty big personalities in the space. Honey there, is on every other Twitter space that I see. Kanya, they're doing great as well as Arya. Like the Spooksland spaces are very good in the NFT space as well.
One thing that's been very encouraging about being in the Aptos community is how supportive the sort of core team at Aptos is, as well as just other developers in the space and other builders in the space. I definitely was intimidated being a woman and coming into crypto, but I have been pleasantly surprised at how welcoming everyone is and how much people are willing to just give you advice and support you when needed.
Yeah, to kind of add to what Kiki was saying, I hope I'm not going to repeat anything that somebody said because I was cut off for a little bit. But I just realized that I actually met everybody who's a speaker here today, which is great, and it was a great experience overall. And I was also pretty lucky that I got to meet the core Aptos team a few times. And Aptos is doing a really good job in the core team at hiring and working with a lot of women. Which I think is amazing because, what we want is inclusivity. And if you want to have a mass adoption and if you want to simply build an inclusive product, well, you need to have an inclusive team, right? So I was really, really, really pleasantly surprised with that. And I think Aptos is doing a really good job at showing that the space is definitely for everybody.
Love to hear it. And speaking of our kind of growing community, just want to give a shout out to Joyce from Animoca Brands. Twitter's been crazy with the rugs today, and it seems like Wi-Fi all around is not great as well. You're not the only one, so glad to have you in here.
Thanks so much for having me, and sorry that it took me some time to find Wi-Fi as I just got into Paris for Paris Blockchain Week. So a new city, but very excited nonetheless. And sorry for having missed so much of the great conversations.
No problem at all. And just for everyone, just quick intro, maybe like a minute to just share kind of what you're working on in the Aptos space and maybe a little bit of what excites you about Web3.
Sure. So I have been with Animoca Brands not for a very long time, but so far have always been covering our portfolio function, meaning looking at how we could support the portfolio companies. So my first foray into Aptos, I would say, is through our portfolio companies, which might be slightly different from others who have already shared here. And we are looking at, I think we have roughly 10 companies that are in Aptos space. So very excited to be joining this family. And as for the overall Web3 space, it has been wonderful transitioning from DeFi to more of a broader ecosystem. And I'm very much into the concept of permissionlessness and also overall just looking at how much excitement there is every single day, talking with different founding teams just to be able to learn from them and see how we could better support them. So yeah, that's why I'm still here. After, I suppose, all of the twists and turns over the last year and last 12 months.
Yeah, we've all got to stick together, that's for sure. It's been a wild ride, but Joyce, glad you could make it. That this Twitter space wasn't one of the crazier parts of the roller coaster you're finally on. So, just to kind of bring it back, we were just asking kind of everyone, what's it like being a part of the Aptos community? I love hearing that you're at Paris Blockchain Week too, a little bit of Aptos presence out there. I know a lot of other folks, of course, are going to be at GDC. But yeah, anyone else kind of want to share some of their experience being part of the Aptos community? And I know I've got at least one more question too, maybe like a rapid fire kind of looking for advice that you would give to other women who are wanting to enter the space. But before we do that, want to open up the floor even wider to the rest of the audience who've been kind of raising their hands. See a few folks, looks like Alex from Everstake, you're on, and then a couple others as well if you want to join us. But any last thoughts on community?
I just want to add one thing here. So, we have been working with a lot of people from the Aptos community, either from the Aptos team side. I just want to give a quick shout out to Shari and Zihan because we have been working with them, and they're just very supportive and a very strong women kind of like faces in the Aptos team, and on the other side, like we're working with the Aptos community, like protocols, like we're working closely with Kiki and everyone else. Hopefully, I get to see more female in the space in person. But yeah, just want to give quick shout outs here. Just like with this community, that's why we feel like even more bullish on the ecosystem, and just hopefully more people, especially more women, will join the space.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you so much, Wendy. It's so nice to have strong women and in this area like you. And I really hope that we can have more in the future to encourage more girls, young, especially young girls, to get into the space.
I couldn't quite see who was speaking just then. Was that Zihan?
It was Zihan,
Yeah,
as me.
perfect. Love to see that. This ecosystem shout out. Okay, great. Well, now that we're all here, let me go ahead and bring up some new voices into the chat and see, you know, if you've got any questions for everyone here. Please feel free. I'm going to start with Alex here. I know you've had your hand patiently raised. Let's bring you on the stage. That is if you're not rugged in the meantime. All right, Alex. That's our second Alex of the day. Hey, yes, we can.
Been met yet. I have a question for Arya. So Spooks List is one of the greatest things that ever was created by humanity, at least in Twitter, in my opinion. I do this every day. I wake up, the first thing I do, I start with a Spooks List, and I'm happy to be going up. Everyone is happy with number is up. Yeah, I have a question. Do you think that what was, okay, here's my question. I'm too excited to be here. What was the initial idea behind Spooks List? Were you trying to solve like some issue or some problem inside the company, or what was initial done for a community, or it was like for marketing purposes? So yeah, can you get a bit of insight about that?
Basically, the first main idea behind Spooklist was to, simply just bring more people into Aptos, more traffic into Aptos. So for Twitter, so basically, people Spooklist, for example, the main Spooklist that we want to bring more value is the people list, basically. So everybody can be spook listed, can be added to our list, and can fight, interact with the other to make noise about the Aptos and compete each other to be in the top 3, to be the first one. And as we see in the past, as we see when people launch their own project, founders compete with each other, was very fun, was very interactive. Even we had also all the team of Aptos Labs inside the Spook List. And yeah, I think it's a great way to interact with each other, and I like to define the Spook List like a gamified social list for people. So yeah, basically the first idea was just to bring more traffic into Aptos. More traffic for us equal also more volume for Aptos.
It was definitely very fun and good gamification of just social media in general. I remember I've even competed with other people about trying to get the top of it just because it's fun. It's great.
Yeah, basically it's very great because it's I can, for example, when I still remember when we started, we were very close to our mint. Bluebears were very close to our mint, and everybody was very hyped about Spook List. Everybody wants to be on the Spook List, and it was very, very fun to see how many tweets there were on Twitter about the Spook List. People just took a screenshot of the website, posted on Twitter, and they make just a lot of noise. So we see that there were a chance, a possibility to improve the traffic of Aptos and to bring more people from other chain inside Aptos.
Any other questions, Alex, or anyone else want to talk about that?
I have many more, but I'll give a chance for other ones to ask.
Yes, we got so many people here. I'm sure everyone's got tons of questions. You know what? I just tried to get Shamrock on the stage, but it looks like might have a little bit of difficulty coming on.
Yeah, Twitter's being Twitter
Yeah.
again and not letting. Is there anything that any of the wonderful women here would like to talk about while we're having time? That we try to get people up and it doesn't rug us.
Sure, happy to. I think there was a question earlier on about what to say to women who are thinking about joining Web3. I think has been most recently one of the projects that I was working with on People of Crypto have shared a study that they have done with Boston Consulting Group about not having a lot of women in the founding teams or among the founders. And I think some people could interpret that as a little bit more discouraging because people would be like, why Web3 isn't different? But really, my takeaway is that there is actually probably better than how Web2 started already, and just want to put in a positive note here saying it's really just so early that I think all of us here could make a difference by inviting more and more of our friends and make them feel comfortable as they got onboarded on Web3 and as we help them and collaborate together. So yeah, just want to say that out loud. And if anyone would like to, chat more about that, if you're curious about Web3, really happy to connect here.
To kind of piggyback on what Joyce just said, if I'm correct about the numbers, I think there's about 13%, so 13% of people working with are women, and only 7% of them are founders of project. I mean, it's a mix between finance and tech, right? And both of these industries are male dominated, so it's not really surprising. But the bright side of that is that the women that are involved in the space have a very important role. So that little 7% or that little 13% represent people who have very important role in the space and make things move forward. So I think it's really, really important to note that. And for people who wants to join and are a little scared, I would say start by being a user, right? Join the space as a user, you get acquainted with it, and once you're in, you won't want to leave, and that's going to lead to way more things. So that would be my take on it.
To piggyback quickly off of that, I would say too, our DMs are open. If anyone wants to reach out and talk and get support, we are here and would love to talk to you about Web3 in general, being a woman in Web3, how you can kind of get involved and look at the space from that perspective.
Yeah, I think so too, because I think so in the previous accelerator cohort that I ran, there were 2 female founders, and I think it's really important that you see someone else in the same gender that is suffering on the same thing, because a lot of the time, at least from my observation, women founders tends to doubt themselves a lot more compared to male founders, just because we growing up we just have so many, like, being too sensitive. It's always like a yeah, like one of the label that people give to women, and we're saying, oh, is it too sensitive? Are they really discriminating me, or am I being too sensitive? So it's great to always find like a friend or companion, your Web3 bestie. And if you don't have one, you can always go for like some women community, like a SheFi or like some other women community, to find your best friend there and to get the best support there from people with a similar experience. And on how to know more, I also agree that you can reach out to me, you can reach out to me to know more about what other communities are there. We also do female office hour, where just to be more accommodating to women in Web3, because we know that women tends to be a little bit more shy. So we hopefully it can offer you more time and help on that front.
I cannot agree with more about. I think this is about mindset change, right? Like, just look at this space. We will raise our hands first because we don't want to be rude to each other. If we're seeing in other Twitter space, people will be jumping to the stages and cannot wait to speak. So I think this is about a mindset change. And recently, I got really inspired by a book called "Show Your Work." I think, in like a Web2 society or Web2 social media, we are really obsessed with the culture of being perfect, and like we thought we cannot share our work until we're fully ready. But I think like Web3 or the Web3 community offers us a new like mindset change, is that you can show your work along the way. Like, you can be passionate and mature. You don't have to be perfect. You can show your learning journey along the way. So I think the best advice is that change your mindset, just get started, no matter you're a user or just writing some Twitter content, like share your learning journey. I think that's the best way. Just change your mindset and just do it, and don't be scared. And of course, reach out to fellow women. But I also think this is like one thing I want the guys to be doing, right? So because I hear a lot of women saying they got scared at events because like the percentage of women versus men is terrible. So I would say, like, for men, ask questions to women. If you see a fellow woman at the event, just be friendly, don't be weird, say hi, just ask, what do you bring here? So I think that's also like some tips for men as well. Yeah.
I love that we just jumped right into our little rapid fire on advice. Before we even asked, I think everyone here is so giving and really just wants to kind of share their experiences, share their wisdom, bring more people into the space. We've talked about onboarding so many different times throughout this chat. And so clearly we are all invested in onboarding more and more of our friends, more women, more newbies, more everyone into Web3 and the Aptos community. So just because we are getting to the end of this year, I want to thank everyone again for joining us. And we've got maybe 1 or 2 minutes left. Anyone else who didn't get to share kind of their rapid fire thoughts on advice for other women or other crypto Web3 new folks who kind of want to join us, anything else? I think most people actually spoke, but anything else here, maybe from Aptos Labs team, Greg, Mayan, Zihan?
Nothing here.
I know we've done a really great
But
job, I think, covering all the
oh, looks like
bases.
Honey wants to say something though.
Go for it.
Yeah, of course. I think I'll give a little bit of advice from my experience. I would just piggyback off of the last thoughts. Basically, like, the events are very, very male dominant. So it is intimidating, of course, to walk into that. But you have to just kind of look at it, like, for any woman who's trying to get into this or who goes to those events, just look at it as just like another conference, anything else that you do in life. Most things are very male dominant, to be honest, or it feels that way for most. So don't be scared just to talk to people. And it's really just, we're all human. So whatever industry you work in, it's also no different than that. And you're going to get support. You'll find support one way or another. And the few women that are there, if that's more comfortable for you, usually that is a good route to go. But for the most part, the men in the space are actually fantastic as well.
Yes.
to kind of add on that a little bit, I would say that as a woman, you have to see yourself being in the space as an edge, because there's so many men. And I feel like teams in general are starting to realize that it's really important to have women on board. From my personal experience, for instance, I have a connection who's very, very influent in this space. And I was talking with him about my project. And he talked to me about a team who presented a product that was a little similar to what we're doing. And he said their biggest mistake is that they did not have a female in the team. And that impacted the way the product was built. And that's why they did not succeed. So you have to realize that people now realize how important it is to have women, to have more inclusivity. So just jump right in. They are also waiting for that. I know there's a very, very dominant bro culture in the space as of today, but that will shift, and people are definitely looking forward to having more women in teams. So don't be afraid, and reach out. Like everybody said, reach out to anybody. My DMs are always open. I feel like everybody else here as well. So just do it. I don't want to feel nice, but just do it.
Amazing advice from everyone. So we are coming to the end of our Move Monday hour. I think we've had such an amazing chat. I want to give everyone a chance just to give, one last outro. If you want to share again something exciting that's coming up in the pipeline from your project, places that community can find you, whether you're at GDC or Paris Blockchain Week or anything else in the future. Just want to kind of go down the list again. Alex, Coco, Kiki, Aria, Wendy, Joyce, Mai, Suju, Vinci, everyone, Mayan, Zihan, Greg, folks who joined in from the audience. Anything else anyone wants to share before we close the space today?
One more shout out. I think I'm very glad that all the women came on to this space today. I suggest everyone follows them and everyone checks out their projects and keeps in touch with them and make sure that they can support them. There's a lot of exciting things from everyone here.
Yes, Greg, allies, and friends. Let's all follow each other. Let's keep this going. Any other special guest speakers want to just help close us out? Any last thoughts?
I just want to say thank you for everyone here and all the wonderful women that I think I've met most in person, actually. I am very grateful to be on this Twitter space and to have the opportunity to talk.
Thanks so much for having me, and really looking forward to be more plugged into the community.
Yep, same here. Thank you for having me here. Lovely to meet everyone here. And also, just one more shill that we are still currently recruiting for more projects. So if you're building anything, whether you're men, women, whatever gender that you are, feel free to schedule a chat with me, slide into my DM, or you can just shoot through your application to our website.
And thank you for everybody for having me and really good chat. And if you're in like GDC and you are building a wallet, a game, or any project that need a simplified user experience, let's chat.
Same here. Thank you for having us and having this space that's women focused in the space. I'm very much looking forward to keeping the connection with everyone that was here on this space. So thank you, Aptos, for that. And looking forward to another space very soon.
Also, thank you from me and Tsunami Finance. This was a really great space, as well as thank you for just holding a space for a women's panel. It's mostly women here. Of course, there's the few men, but we love them still, of course, regardless of that. And it's just a nice platform to have for women. So thank you for using Move Monday to have that going.
Awesome. And so much was shared today. What I'll try and do is connect with all the special guests we had. There were so many different resources, upcoming events and things. I'll try and put together a thread so that, we have a record of all the different things, whether it's white papers that people need to read or different kind of women-focused community groups, NFT projects, things like that. All the different things that were shared today. I'll try and sum that up into either a thread or a blog post or something, just so we have that resource from everything that we kind of crowdsourced today. Hopefully we have more community spaces like this on Move Monday or elsewhere, in Discord, on Telegram, wherever it is, wherever people are congregating. Keep holding space for these conversations, keep showing up, keep supporting each other. Super excited to keep doing this in the future. In the meantime, we'll see you at GDC. We'll see you at Paris Blockchain Week, and definitely we will see you next Monday for the next Aptos Move Monday. All right, see everyone soon. Bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.